this season hasn't quite gone to plan for West Ham. With 9 games remaining, they sit just 3 points above the relegation zone, and this weekend they face the toughest of tests. As they prepare for their game against Arsenal, I've come down to the training ground to see what it's going to take for them to survive one of the closest Premier League relegation battles in history. Danny, thank you very much for talking with us today. First of all, we have to talk about the result on the weekend at the Fulham game. How big of a win did that result feel?
Massive. It's one of those games where you feel that we didn't really dominate. It was scrappy at times, but what you did see was a team sticking together and grinding out a really important win. Every game's massive. This year, the league's in such a strange way with the positions of teams, so every win is vital, every point is vital, and yeah, it was a massive win.
You mentioned it there. How weird of a situation is it when, all of those teams are playing on the weekend? You could finish as high as 12th in 1 week, or you could be in the relegation zone.
It's one of them, you can't take too much focus on looking at the league and what other teams are doing. It will take focus away from your games every week. So, for us, it's that cliche, game by game. And
I can't tell you the amount of times I've heard that.
I know. It's cliche, but it's actually true.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, most players say it, because I genuinely feel like that is the focus you need to have.
Time for a West Ham debut for Danny Ings, signed yesterday from Aston Villa.
I want to talk just a little bit about your move to West Ham. Firstly, did it all happen pretty quickly for you?
Yeah, it did.
Explain how it came about.
So obviously at Villa, it was, I was in the team, out the team, and it was quite difficult for me. I was playing quite well, and I just had that feeling that I needed something different. I needed a different challenge, and this came up, and as you said, it happened very, very quickly, and it was literally a case of packing your bag and saying bye to everyone and coming down. But it's another huge club, and I've been lucky enough to play for a lot of big teams. So for me, it was an opportunity I couldn't say no to. I thought it was a good team for me to come and try and implement my game and try and help the team as much as I can.
Obviously, David Moyes has experience in relegation battles and getting teams out of trouble. What's he been like to play under? Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. Obviously it's hard when you come into a team and it's difficult to kind of find your form coming in Jan, and I've not experienced that before. So in terms of transition and moving down and meeting the manager and the players, that's one of the easiest that I've done. When you're in these situations, it's not necessarily about how you play individually. You just have to stick together and grind out results, and we've done that in some really big moments this season, so hopefully we can get more.
I think in the last 10 games in the Premier League, I think we're in a pretty good position in the points what we've taken in that period. So my expectation is for me, every team I put out is to win, and we'll put out a team which hopefully we can try and beat Arsenal. So that's part of it. Last year we challenged a lot of the so-called top teams and gave them really good games. Some we beat, some we didn't. So we'll try and do the same against Arsenal.
They don't really come much tougher at the moment than Arsenal. What have you made of just them as a whole this season?
I think they're a brilliant team. I think the way they play is, it's really, really nice to watch. They've got a great manager who's done absolute wonders with them. The team are all buying into it. You can see that in all of their games. So it's one of those games that we need to go into and be really focused, because we know we're coming against a top team.
Very difficult game. We know we've been there a few times, and we always find really tricky and difficult games. I know David really well and how he's going to prepare the game as well, and we are ready. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be another big derby for us, and we're going to have to be at our best to win it.
The boos speak volumes. A chastening night at the Hammer House of Horrors. West Ham 1, Newcastle 5.
Do you feel like you perhaps owe the fans a performance almost like the Fulham one, but at home, after what they experienced during that game against Newcastle?
Yeah, well, before the Newcastle game, I feel like we were in quite good form at home. We know it wasn't acceptable, but as I said, going to that next one, parking that and going into Fulham, we did that, and we showed a good reaction there. We know it's going to be a tough game, but yeah, we'll be absolutely confident we can get something from that.
What do West Ham need to do then to ensure that you're playing Premier League football next season?
We need to fight, first and foremost. That's the biggest thing. I think that's the minimum requirement. Try and maximise as many points as we get against any opposition. I don't think that every game's going to be pretty football. It might be hard to watch for the fans, but as long as we're picking up points, I think they'll be happy.
Danny, Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend and good luck for the rest of the season as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.